In the mid-13th century, in the small Tuscan town of San Gimignano, a pious, reclusive young girl, Fina de Ciardi, the daughter of a once noble family that had fallen into poverty, became gradually paralyzed by illness. Around the same time, her father died, and her mother had to spend much of her time away from home in order to make ends meet. Fina became bedridden, or rather plank-ridden, deciding to lie on a wooden plank instead of a comfortable bed so she could be more like the crucified Christ. Her body rotted, becoming afflicted with sores and incredible pain, and it was even gnawed at by rats and vermin. Worse, her mother soon died, leaving her completely destitute. Neighbors avoided her out of fear and disgust, but thankfully, two kind townswomen came to nurse her. Through all this suffering, Fina's deep faith allowed her to endure. She prayed to Saint Gregory the Great, who himself had suffered from arthritis in his later years. 8 days before she died, he came to her in a miraculous vision, predicting her death would take place on his feast day, the 12th of March. The prediction came true. Fina died that day at the age of 15, but when her neighbors came to remove her body from the rotten plank, they found fresh, beautiful white violets blooming from it instead. All the more miraculous, the local church bells started ringing, though no one had played them. The residents who had once avoided Fina now turned out for her funeral in droves, praising her piety, declaring her a saint, and making pilgrimages to her grave. Those with illnesses and injuries found that when they prayed to her, they were instantly healed. Today, St. Fina is still venerated in San Gimignano for her courage and serenity in the face of extreme hardship. Inside the Collegiata di Santa Maria Assunta, the church that stands in the town's main square, you'll find the renowned Chapel of Santa Fina, which was built in the Renaissance by Giuliano da Maiano. Its altar, which contains Fina's relics, was carved by his brother, Benedetto da Maiano, and its side walls were frescoed by an early career Domenico Ghirlandaio, whose narrative frescoes would later bring him great renown and who would go on to teach none other but Michelangelo himself. Now, let's step inside the church. What do we see? On the right-hand wall, there's the announcement of death to St. Fina. It's painted in geometrical perspective, making you feel as though you're right there in the room with Baldia, Bonaventura, and Fina, who lies on her wooden plank. Their serene faces all gaze upwards at the magnificent figure of St. Gregory, who floats above, richly robed in red and circled by cherubs, providing Fina hope that she will soon unite with Christ, her bridegroom in heaven forever. Gregory's proclamation is etched on a plaque hanging behind the four figures. Though the room is humble, Ghirlandaio takes great care in its details. The small window, with its miniature scene of seaside cliffs, towers, trees, and clouds, shows the painter's incredible command of perspective. Underneath the bench is a pesky little rat, but violets bloom under Fina's body, signifying that hope, life, and beauty can never be vanquished. On the left-hand side is the scene of Fina's funeral. She lies on her bier as though asleep, all her pain and suffering now laid to rest. At last, she can enjoy the comfortable bed she denied herself in life. A young boy puts his tearful face to her foot, while Baldia kneels at her side, her hand under Fina's. The saint will restore the boy's eyesight and heal the loyal nurse's crippled hand. The clergy and citizens of the town surround them, each expression minutely true to life and rich with feeling. Looking at the tower in the background, we can almost hear the miraculous church bells, celebrating Fina's ascent into her rightful place in heaven. Though she was never formally canonized by the church, both frescoes depict Fina with a saintly gold halo. San Gimignano was hoping that by immortalizing this incredible local hero through the splendor of Renaissance art, they would elevate their own stature. Like the town's famous medieval skyscrapers in Ghirlandaio's fresco, yearning towards the heavens, they wanted to reach magnificent heights. While Fina is still not an official saint, her bravery, piety, and determination now shines as a beacon to those who visit the town from all parts of the world, providing, if not miracles, at least a testament to the glory and endurance of the human spirit.